It had been a long season for the Kings, with many new players added during the year. The team had barely enough time to get to know each other, and now they would be fully tested in the playoffs against the defending Stanley Cup champions. The series opened in an unseasonably hot Los Angeles. The 100-degree temperature was a surprise to all, but there was a bigger surprise when the players came onto the ice. Starting opposite Grant Fuhr wasn't Kelly Hrudey, but Glenn Healy. Healy hadn't played regularly in months, but Hrudey had developed a severe case of the flu, so Healy had no choice but to step in. The Kings took the lead just a minute into the game.
Down the left side across the blue line. Checked along the boards. It comes back to Nichols. Left point. He shoots. Tipped and score! Chris Kontos! Chris Kontos tipped in the shot by Bernie Nichols. And the Kings have jumped off to a lead.
Chris Kontos had joined the Kings in March as a free agent after returning from a season in Switzerland. He would go on to make a name for himself during the 1989 playoffs. Just minutes after Kontos, then Craig Simpson came back and scored the winner a minute later.
Anderson in the slot. Anderson over the right side scores!
The Oilers took the lead in the series, but the Kings' toughest enemy, the flu bug, had passed through the team, and the healthier Kings could now prepare for Game 2. The next night, Kelly Hrudey was back, and the Kings dominated, outshooting the Oilers 44-22. Chris Kontos continued to surprise everyone, scoring his first career hat trick to lead the Kings to a 5-2 win, to even things up in the series at 1 game apiece. The series moved to Edmonton for Games 3 and 4. The Kings had a great chance right off the opening faceoff, but Grant Fuhr stopped Gretzky.
Gretzky in front alone. He shoots. Deflected.
Then late in the first, the Oilers struck for 2 quick goals just 16 seconds apart. That was all Fuhr needed, leading the Oilers to a 4-0 win and a 2-1 lead in the series. The next night, the Oilers grabbed a 2-1 lead after the first period when Chris Kontos struck again.
Up the middle. Nichols shoots. Safe. Rebound. Score! The Kings, Chris Kontos. With his 5th goal of a playoff series, Chris Kontos ties the game.
After Kontos tied it, the Kings came alive at both ends of the rink before finally taking the lead late in the second period.
Kruziniski passing in deep to Gretzky. Gretzky rolled it in front, tipped away, up the middle. Laidlaw, right side. Laidlaw with it, shoots, and scores! Tom Laidlaw from a steep angle on the right side put it in. And the Kings get their first lead of the night, 3-2.
But the Oilers came back to tie it at 3 early in the third, while the Kings tried to hold on as time ran out.
Into the Kings zone. Messier, right side, driving, shooting, save, rebound, Smith, score!
The winning goal came with just 26 seconds left in regulation, and the Kings' Cinderella season seemed near an end, trailing 3-1 to the defending Stanley Cup champs. The teams headed back south, hoping for a miracle Hollywood finish. Kings fans turned up the volume to inspire the team before the opening faceoff, and the Kings even got a word of encouragement from the Gipper himself, who was in town but unable to attend the game. The Kings outshot the Oilers 15-7 in the first period and opened the scoring with another goal from the surprise player of the series.
Kruziniski had it tipped away. Gretzky, the front, Kontos, he scores!
Finally, with just 4 minutes left in the game, the Oilers scored to cut the lead to 3-2. As the clock ticked away in the final minutes, the action went end to end.
Here's Lowe. Lowe coming up toward his own blue line. Gretzky, McSorley out for the Kings. Pass on the left side. Messier gets checked by Kruziniski. Gretzky with it. Gretzky can't clear it up the middle. Steve Smith, his shot blocked. Kings with it. Here is Waters to Gretzky. Gretzky on a break. He shoots and he scores!
Kings held on for a 4-2 win to keep their hopes alive, but they still trailed in the series 3-2. The Oilers still held a big advantage, needing only one more victory and playing in front of the home crowd. Just 30 seconds into Game 6, the Oilers scored to take a 1-0 lead and put the Kings on the brink of elimination. 4 minutes later, Kontos scored his 7th goal of the playoffs, setting a new club record.
Here is Gretzky, right side. Gretzky pass in front, score! Kings have scored from the left side. Kontos, and that sets a club record, and the Kings lead 3-1.
Later, Luc Robitaille put the game away, and the Kings celebrated a 4-1 win to force a 7th and deciding game in Los Angeles. In the 72-year history of the NHL's Stanley Cup playoffs, only 5 teams had ever come back to win a playoff series after trailing 3-1. And now the Kings were trying to become one of those rare miracle teams.
Stopped it there. Puck taken by Waters for the Kings. Up ahead now to Miller, now to center. Here's Gretzky with McSorley. Gretzky, left side. Gretzky shoots and he scores!
The Oilers came back 4 minutes later to tie the game at 1. But the amazing Kontos struck again to give the Kings the lead.
Gretzky comes to the blue line and gives it to Duchesne. His pass to Kontos. Kontos to Gretzky. Gretzky over to Nichols. Over in front, and fanning on it was Casper. Just under his stick. Gretzky checked along the boards, but Kontos digs it out to Casper. Back to Kontos. Kontos up the middle. Duchesne with it. Left side to Nichols. Nichols shoots. Score! Power play goal for the Kings. It deflected in front of the net. It may have hit Kontos and gone in. Nichols got the shot, and the Kings lead 2-1.
Kontos was just off to the left. The shot by Bernie Nichols is going wide, and it hits Kontos right on the outside of the right glove and goes in. Second angle on the simulcast. Left side of your screen now. Watch Kontos. He comes into the picture right here, and the puck goes right off, perhaps the right side of his hockey pants and into the net.
It's over. 3-2.